Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, today we are going to discuss the paper probability IGCSE practice. Okay, the one that I give to you in previous class. Okay, let's start with question number 1. Okay, this is given the tree diagram. Okay, each morning the probability that it rains is 2/3. It's given over here. Okay, and if it rain, the probability that Asha walks to school is 1/7. If it does not rain, the probability that Asha walks to school is 4/7. Complete the tree diagram. Okay, so if you look over here, if it is rain 2/3, so automatically it does not rain, it will be 1/3. Okay, you must make sure when you draw the tree diagram, the sum of these two, okay, rain and does not rain, when you add 2/3 plus 1/3, it must be equal to 1. Okay, same goes over here. If you look over here, if it is rain 1/7, so below here it must be 6/7. Okay, because 1/7 plus 6/7, the total must be 1. Okay, and then the information said that if it does not rain, the probability that she walks to school is 4/7. So we put over here 4/7, and then below over here, so 4/7 is already here, so below here it will be 3/7. Okay, so our tree diagram is complete already. Okay, next question B. The question said, find the probability that it rains and Asha walk to school. Okay, probability that it rains and Asha walk to school. So first of all, what you need to do is the condition, it must be rain, and then walk to school. So based on the tree diagram, okay, rain is here, okay, then walk is here. So we are going to go this way, 2/3 and 1/7. Okay, one thing that you must remember, in probability there is one rule we call multiplication rule. What does it mean by multiplication rule? It says that if one event occur followed by another event, okay, the outcome of both event to happen at the same time is 2/3 multiply 1/7. Okay, so this branch of the tree diagram multiply with another branch. Okay, so for this question, it's going to be 2/3 multiply 1/7. Okay, so the answer is equal to 2/21. Okay, we use the multiplication rule because the event is continuous event. Okay, first it rains and then she walked to school, so that's why we multiply. Okay, next question C. Question C, find the probability Asha does not walk to school. Okay, probability that she does not walk to school. If you look the tree diagram, we have over here does not walk to school, and another one over here does not walk to school. So for this question C part 1, what you need to do is you need to find the combination, okay, the probability. So first, rain, does not walk. The second one, does not rain, does not walk. Okay, so what we're going to do is, for the first branch, okay, so rain 2/3 multiply does not walk 6/7. So that is the first probability of Asha does not walk to school. And then there is another second one below here. It does not rain and does not walk. Okay, so another one, we have 1/3 for here, 1/3, then multiply 3/7. Okay, now if you look over here, we have two combination. Okay, the first one 2/3, 6/7, another one 1/3 and 3/7. So between these two, what we are going to do is this part you need to add them. Okay, so we are going to plus this together. So 2 over 3 times 6 over 7 plus 1 over 3 times 3 over 7. When you calculate, you will get equal to 5 over 7. Okay, check your answer. Okay, so this paper done. Okay, next question. Find the expected number of days Asha does not walk to school in terms of 70 days. Okay, if you look to the previous question just now, the probability that Asha does not walk to school, our answer is 5 over 7. Okay, so here also it mentioned does not walk. So we know that the probability that she does not walk to school is 5 over 7 in terms of 70 days. So you just multiply by 70. Okay, so the answer is equal to 50 days. Okay, last question. Question D. Find the probability that it rains on exactly one morning in the school week of 5 days. Exactly one morning in the school week of 5 days. Okay, so for this question, there are a few alternative ways that you can do. Okay, the simple one, I'll show you manually. What you can do is, okay, look, we have let's say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Okay, so this is represent for 5 days in a week. Okay, so it says that exactly one morning it must be rain. So just imagine like this. Okay, on Monday, if it is rain, what is the probability of raining for the other day? No rain, right? So this is no rain, no rain, no rain. Okay, so this one Monday, then there is another possible combination. Tuesday is rain, the other days does not rain. There is also another possible combination. Wednesday is rain, the other day not rain. And Thursday rain, and the last one Friday is rain. Okay, so what you can do is, no need for you to calculate for each of them, because we know that the result will be the same. We just calculate for the first part only. So from the information that we know that the probability that it is rain is 2 over 3 multiply. So the rest of the day does not rain. So it's going to be 1 over 3 times 1 over 3 times 1 over 3 times 1 over 3. Okay, if you look the possible combination over here, it will repeat the same thing for another 4 combination. Okay, so the total combination that we have over here is 5 possible combination. Okay, so what we can do is, this one we just multiply by 5. Okay, why do we multiply by 5? Because there are 5 possible combination of them. Okay, so when you press calculator, so the answer is going to be 10 over 243. So this is the probability that it is rain on exactly one morning in the school of in the school week of 5 days. Okay, next question number 2. Sandra has a fair 8-sided spinner. The number on the spinner are 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, and 8. Okay, there are 6 sides. She spin twice. Okay, the keyword over here, twice. And record each number it lands on. Okay, find the probability that both number are 8. Okay, what does it mean by both number are 8? Why do mention both number? Because she spin the spinner twice. So in order for you to answer this question easily, what you can do is you can sketch part of tree diagram. What does it mean by part of tree diagram? Meaning that in the first spinner, okay, in the first spin, she got number 8. Okay, and then she spin one more time, she also got number 8. Okay, if you look over here, this is not a complete tree diagram. I just take the branch of possible both number are 8. If you want to draw complete tree diagram, there's supposed to be 8 branches. Okay, but we just take the required branch only. Okay, understand that? Okay, now for the first attempt, in order to get number 8, So if you count the number over here, okay, there are 8-sided, okay, 8-sided, and then number 8 appear only one segment of the spinner, okay. So the probability of getting number 8 is 1 over 8. And then she spin one more time. This is for the second attempt, okay, second attempt. So second attempt, the probability of getting number 8 also 1 over 8, okay. So use the multiplication rule. It says that when the first event occur continuously with the second event, so in order to find the probability of both event occur at the same time is 1 over 8 multiply 1 over 8. So the answer is 1 over 64. Okay, clear? Okay, next question. The two numbers are not both 8. Okay, not both 8. What does it mean by two numbers are not both 8? Meaning that in the first spin, it is not number 8. In the second spin also, it is not number 8. If you want to draw the tree diagram, there are a lot of possibilities. Okay, there are a lot of possibilities. So if you look over here, the answer space is too small. So there must be a trick in order to answer this question. Okay, so if you look over here, what I will do is, instead of drawing the tree diagram, I will use this information. Okay, I will use this information. They say the two numbers are not both 8. Okay, look the previous question. The previous question said both numbers are 8. Okay, we know that the probability of event is likely to happen is 1. Okay, so what you can do is 1 minus the previous answer, 1 over 64. So this is equal to 63 over 64. Okay, next question C. Find the probability that one number is odd and one number is even. Okay, so for this question, okay, what I will do is there are two possible number. Okay, so first it can be the first number, it can be even, second number is odd, or it also can be the first number is odd, the second number is even. So this is the only two possible combination that we can get from the spinner. Okay, so let's see. Even from the spinner over here, if you look over here, this is the number given. Okay, there are 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, there are 5. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so there are 5 even number and 3 odd number. Okay, so for the first combination over here, the even number, we know that there are 5 out of 8. The odd number, there are 3 out of 8. Okay, so below here, 3 over 8, 5 over 8. So how to calculate this one? Okay, first 5 over 8 multiplied by 3 over 8. So this is when the first number is even, the second number is odd. And then the second possibility, first number is odd, which is 3 over 8. The second number is even, which is 5 over 8. Okay, so when you multiply this one, so the both of them we need to add. Okay, when you want to join the combination, we need to add them. So 5 over 8 times 3 over 8 plus 3 over 8 times 5 over 8. So when you place your calculator, the result over here, you will get 15 over 32. Okay, you get 15 over 32. The most important thing is you create something like this, the possible combination. Okay, next question. Okay, find the total of the two numbers is at least 13. Okay, at least 13. If you look the spinner again, okay, if you look the spinner again, so this is the spinner. Okay, which combination between the number, when you add the sum of the two number, it must be at least at least 13. Okay, at least meaning minimum. Minimum must be 13. Okay, how to check? If you look over here, the combination, okay, there are number 3, number 4, number 5, 6, and 8. 3 plus 4, 7. So out. So 4 plus 5 is 9. Cannot also. Okay, 5 plus 6 is 11. So not our option also, because it must be at least 13. So 5 plus 8 is 13. So that is the first combination. It also can be 6 and 8, which is 14. Okay, and the last one, it also can be 8 plus 8, which is 16. Okay, so in order to answer this question, you can list down the possible combination. Okay, so first we can always remember, there are how many attempt? 2 attempt. Okay, it can be the first attempt. Okay, the first attempt you will get 8, the second you get number 5. Okay, so 8 plus 5, 13. So we accept this combination. Or 8 also can be the first attempt is 5, the second attempt is number 8, because the total also 13. So this one also acceptable. Okay, so this combination is acceptable, this combination also acceptable. Any more combination? Yes, there is. It also can be the combination between number 8 and number 6. Okay, and then 6 and 8. So this one we accept, this one we accept. And the last one, it also can be the first attempt we got number 8, the second attempt we got number 8. So 8 plus 8 is 16. So if you look over here, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possible combination of the number. When we add the total, the sum of the both number is at least 13. Okay, so this is just roughly sketching of from the tree diagram. Okay, this is not represent for the probability, but this is represent for the number on the spinner. Okay, this is the number of the spinner, 8558, 8668, 88. Okay, so now the calculation. Okay, so for the calculation, if you look the spinner, okay, for the first one you can do one by one, no problem. So 8. Okay, how many number is on of 8 on the spinner? Only one, right? So you put 1 over 8 multiply how many number 5? 2. So 2 over 8. Then you calculate how much. Okay, same goes for the rest. So 5, let's see from the previous paper. So 5, there are 2, so 2 over 8, and then 8, there is 1. So below here, so 1, 6, there are how many number 6? 1 also. 1, so this is 1, 8, this is also 1, 8, and then the last one, also 1, 8. So 1 over 8 times 1 over 8. You multiply this all together. Okay, then the result of here you can add. Okay, so when you make sure you calculate one by one. So the result for this question, you will get 7 over 64. So this must be your final answer when you add this one. Okay, so you do lah this one. So 2 over 64, this is 2 over 64, 1 over 64, this is 1 over 64, this is 1 over 64. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 over 64. So this is the possible of getting total of two numbers, which is at least 13. 7 over 64. Okay, next question number E. The second number is bigger than the first number. So the second number is bigger than the first number. So also you can do the possible combination. Okay. So but you must remember, they mentioned that the second number must be bigger than the first number. So number 3 is the smallest number. So we cannot put the number 3 as our second number. So what you can do is, okay, first number, so the second number can be number 4. It can be number 5. it can be number 6, and also it can be number 8. So this number that I wrote over here are the possible number on the spinner, which is the second number. Second number over here represent at the second attempt. Okay, let's start one by one. If the second attempt is number 4, what is the smallest number from the spinner that is smaller than 4? Only number 3. Okay, so what is the number on the spinner that is smaller than number 5? Number 3 and number 4. Less than number 6, it can be number 3, number 4, and number 5. Smaller than 8, it can be number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. Okay, if you look over here, this is, always remember, this is not the probability yet. This is just the illustration of the combination. Okay, so all of this number represent for the number on the spinner. Okay, now calculation. So when you want to start for the calculation, refer to the spinner. Okay, for the spinner, okay, let's start with this one first. Okay, for this one, the first attempt you got number 3. So how many number 3 are there? Only 1. So 1 out of 8 multiply. The second attempt is number 4. So there are how many number 4? There are 3 number 4. So 3 over 8. Okay, so this is 3 over 64. Okay, now next one. The first attempt, it can be number 3 and also number 4. So there are how many number 3 and number 4? If you look the previous paper. So this is the previous paper. Okay, so number 3 and number 4, 1 2 3 4. So there are 4 number, 3 and 4. Okay, so 4 over 8 multiply. There are how many number 5? 2 over 8. Okay, next one. The first spin can be number 3, number 4, and also number 5. So there are 4, 5, 6. 6 numbers. So it can be 6 over 8 multiply. So number 6, there is only 1. So 1 over 8. And the last one, the first attempt can be 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 3, 4, 5, and 6, there are 7. So 7 over 8 multiplied by 1 over 8. Okay, so you calculate this one. So you get 3 over 64, 8 over 64, 6 over 64, and 7 over 64. Then as usual, you add all of this, you will get 24 over 64. Okay, if you want to simplify your answer, 24 over 64 is also equivalent with 3 over 8. Okay, the most important thing that you must know is the possible combination. Okay, the condition said the second number is bigger than the first number. So these are all second number on the spinner. Okay, these are all the first number, which is smaller than the second number. Okay, next question. Question number 3. A train stopped at station A and then at station B. If the train is late at station A, the probability that it is late at station B is 0.9. If the train is not late at station A, so this is 0.3, so automatically here becomes 0.7. How do we know? When you add them, it must be 1. Okay, so this is 0.9, this is automatically becomes 0.1. Okay, if the train is not late at station A, the probability that it is late is 0.2. So we put over here 0.2. So below here will be 0.8. Okay, so 0.2, 0.8, 1, 0.9, 0.1, 1, 0.3, 0.7, 1. Okay, next question number B. Okay, from the if your tree diagram is correct, so the rest of the question should be okay. Okay, find the probability that the train is late at one or both of the station. Okay, the probability that the train is late at one or both of the station. So meaning that if you look the possible combination from the tree diagram, late and late, yes, can be. Late, not late, yes, also can be. Not late, late, yes, also. Not late, not late. Is it from our option? No. Okay, so in order to answer this question, there are two alternative ways. The first way, what you can do is you calculate one by one. 0.3 times 0.9 plus 0.3 times 0.1 plus 0.7 times 0.2. Then you get the answer. Okay, so but that one is going to be a bit long lah. You're working. There is another way. Okay, another way what I will do is I will consider at both station the train is not late and not late. Okay, station A not late, station B also not late. Okay, so what I will do is I will just minus by 1. So 1 minus, because we know that this combination not late and not late is excluded from here. Okay, it's not acceptable. So what I will do is I just remove this part. I just minus from 1. So 1 minus 0.7 times 0.8, just like that. Okay, so you will get 0.44. Okay, you will get the same answer if you do like this, and also if you do like I told you just now, branch by branch, you calculate one by one, you will get the same answer, 0.44. So you have two alternative ways. Okay, so that is question number B1. Next, question number B2. This train make 250 journeys. Find the number of journeys that the train is expected to be late at one or both of the station. So from the previous answer, 0.44 you multiply by 250. So the answer over here is 110. Just like that. Okay, last question. Question C. The train continues to station C. Okay, if you look the tree diagram over here, it's already mentioned station A and station B. Then suddenly there is another station, which is station C. Okay, the question said that the train continues. Okay, the train continues to station C. The probability that it is late at all three stations. Okay, late at all three stations is 0.27. Describe briefly what this probability shows. Okay, late at all three stations. Okay, so meaning if you look over here, look the branch, find the branch. So late, so there is another one, also must be late. Okay, so for the last question, it does not ask for you to do any calculation. Okay, so what you need to do is find or describe what this probability shows. Okay, it says that the probability that all three stations late is 0.27. So what we can say is that if you look the tree diagram, if it is late at the first station, okay, which is station A, and also if it is late at the second station, which is at station B, it is certain that it will be late at station C. Okay, so that's the idea. So how to answer this question? So what you can do is, if okay, this one you need to write with the sentence. If late at the first two station, okay, the first two station over here represent station A and station B. Okay, then it is certain the train to be late at station C. Okay, so if late at the first two station, then it is certain to be late at station C. Okay, if you look the diagram over here, late at the first two station, then it is certain it late at station C. Certain over here meaning confirm lah, likely. Okay, so there's a brief techniques how to answer question number 1, question number 2, and question number 3. If you have any problem, if you have any question, you can ask in Edmodo. Okay, you can comment. Okay, so for the attendance, I want you to hit the like button and also leave your comment if you have any question. Okay, so that's all from me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.